conflicted. East Coast, the 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Arnold. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, this defense for the Commanders, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
From the gun on 3rd down, Dyson. And that is incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
They'll try and run for it. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. On play action, it's Mahomes. Open man. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Completion here to Claypool.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll try the left side. It's Arnold. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Back to throw. Dyson. It's complete to Brown, right side. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
They'll try and throw for it here. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they wind up getting 13 there on fourth down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Throwing on first down. Dyson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Well, these two teams, you might remember, met earlier in the year in Arlington with the Cowboys winning that ball game. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. They'll look to throw again. This is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. The Cowboys offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December early in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mahomes. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Mahomes now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards that time.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6-0 our score after 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down now, Foot. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Gabriel Davis, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are an extra point away from capturing the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from adding another catch to his big start.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Operating from the gun, Dyson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Beckham. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Now back to throw. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Foot. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Hey, 43, 15.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mahomes. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he finds McLaurin. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr., his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, there's nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Off play action. Dyson. Open man, completes it to Claypool. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 46. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On the counter, this is Robinson.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Brian Robinson Jr.
with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
This will be and a loose football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Yellow, yellow. Hey, 57, 57 color, 57 color. Hey, 57, 57. Hold on these two, hold on these two. Easy, easy, easy.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Sharp. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands of McLaurin. He's got room at the 30. A huge play there for Washington. And even 40 yards. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. They'll run with Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. That's quickly out wide to Davis. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. Foot calling no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side?
Yeah.
They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. And he returns this to the 22. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Off the play fake. Dyson able to hit his target, Claypool. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From the gun on third down. Dyson into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Yellow.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practice.